setting, as you can see, here in Vancouver in Stanley Park. And it seems just a fitting place to end our year together on Thoughts on Leadership. Such a beautiful spot, peace. You wouldn't believe that within a mile of us is the bustling city. Peaceful, quiet, and relaxed. And it's here that I want to give you this month's Thoughts on Leadership. Let's have a wander together. Well, what a year 2006 has been. The world has been in some turmoil this year, and in one way or another, everyone is being affected by it. We've seen political leaders take a stand on what I would call short-term thinking. It's interesting. The world and every country in this world is trying to find its place in this world, trying to find what it should take as important to it, where its priorities lie. Each part of the world is thinking about what its position is going to be on the world stage. And that sort of short-termism thinking is having a significant impact on each and every country. And we're starting to see the flaws in many of these places. But what's bothering me about it is this leadership thinking in this manner is affecting people. We now got people more and more who are also thinking short term. Businesses are looking at the immediate. What's the immediate benefit, not what is the long-term benefit. Investment isn't for the years ahead, it's for right now. And that's what seems to be all that is people care about. People have got to the stage when they're saying, where do I want to live in this world? Where do I want to work? Where do I want to spend my time? Where do I want to retire? And so we're creating more and more competition and more challenges for us all. I'm not going to promote any type of leadership style particularly. I believe that what's right is to find the leadership style that's necessary for your business or your organization. And so I think at this stage of the year, as we're entering 2007, it's good to reflect back on 2006 and say, what did we learn? So what did you learn? What did you do right and what did you do wrong? What, if you went back and did things differently, would you do differently? I, as you know, enjoy challenging you with questions. I want you to take time out to think about this last year, the events that happened in the year, the way that you dealt with some of those events, and ask yourself what you could have done better, where your leadership could have improved, what you could have done differently. And then I would ask you to think forward. I want you to think forward into 2007. And I have questions I want you to ask about that. But before I challenge you with those questions, I'm sort of young age, I think. I can't remember how young I was, but I was certainly quite young. I came across a poem by Rudyard Kipling. It was the poem If. It's a very famous poem now. If you can keep your head on when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubting too. It's a great poem, and it had a huge impact on me in my life. And throughout my life, I have referred back to that. It's become like my credo. It's become if I was ever challenged and felt things weren't going right, I felt I could go to that poem. By reading it through and reflecting on it, I could come back to the person I want to be. And I would generally find the way through whatever my issues are. The reason I'm telling you that is because I want you to take a moment out and say, what's your credo? What is your mantra? What is your particular belief that's you? And what do you do to bring yourself back to that? Because as you learn from 2006, it's a good time to say, well, what am I? What sort of leader am I? Where are my strengths? What sort of person am I? And then my challenge for 2007 is to say to you, what leader are you going to be in 2007? What sort of leadership does your business need from you? Does your organization need from you? Does your family need from you? Does your community need from you? What should be your priorities? What should be the elements that you need to be considering and thinking about? And what do you need from yourself? What sort of leader do you need to be in 2007? I believe 2007 could well be a very challenging year for many of us. The challenges ahead with what's going on in the world mean that we need to stop and think and say to ourselves, who am I and what do I stand for? So think about those questions. What is your position on issues? Where do you stand? Things like globalization, on the environment, on children, on families. And what do you think is necessary for you to take a stand on in the year ahead? So with a lack of leadership coming from our governments, I would turn to you and say it becomes even more important as business leaders to be thinking about your leadership style and what you need. I wish you the very best in 2007. I look forward to serving you and by asking you the regular questions that I do ask you. I hope you find them challenging and interesting. Most of all, I hope you enjoy me challenging you. And I hope the thoughts make you stop and think and help you get back on track with the person you want to be. Thank you, all of you, many of you who have helped me grow and people who I have worked with through the course of this year. And I appreciate you, I salute you, one and all, for what you have done for me. And I ask you to read through my poem and understand more about what drives me. Have a great 2007, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.